Welcome back, everyone. I'm here with Stanley Azuakola. He's the editor of The Scoop NG. Stanley is also an old friend. We did Niger politics together 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, and we talked about things just as the elections were coming up. So it's good to have him back on The Crunch, talking about current affairs. Welcome. And it's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
I haven't seen you in 2 years.
New show.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Here.
Thank you. So, Stanley, let's talk about the Niger Delta Avengers.
Okay.
I think for me, one of the oddest things is a militant group on social media.
I think, so there's a trend. So,
Yes.
you know, ISIS began that trend, very savvy on social media. In fact, recruitment, everything was done through social media.
Yes.
They had the best editing, best videos, Twitter, great with it. So everybody's learning now. You know, even Boko Haram, funny enough, they have like social media feeds, just that Twitter is very proactive with them.
Yes.
So once they start that, they pull them down. But they haven't done that with Avengers yet.
Yes.
But it's a trend now because these people understand that, look, we have to speak the language that young people nowadays speak. So they're doing that. Niger Avengers are very good with it. Must give them some credit for that.
Yes, you know, you don't want to sound like you have anything positive to say about them, but I'm like, these guys will tweet, literally, oh, we just bombed this place, I'm like, what on earth is going on? And
there are no grammatical errors.
Nothing.
Everything is, you know, apt and right on point.
Like, they have a PR officer or a media department or something. It's absurd.
You know, so they have a lot of money.
They
so
do.
that's the point. They have a lot of money, so they're hiring people who are taking care of all these things. Their website, you know, and they're very particular about their image.
Yes.
So you had last week, they had some issues on their website, and they said, oh, federal government has taken them down. And then they were all over the place. No, we just scheduled maintenance. We're coming back, and they were back. So you know, they are very particular about their image. They don't like anybody thinking that.
Yes, because they also got very upset that time when there was this report that they had killed some soldiers, and they immediately issued a statement. No, that wasn't us. As a matter of fact, we are going to assist the federal government to fish out the perpetrators of this act. Right.
You know, but that's the thing. So India, and of course, we don't want them to kill anybody. But then they say, okay, we didn't kill these guys, but then they are crippling the economy.
And they're doing it very deliberately.
Yes, and they are devastating the environment.
Yes.
They are you know, right now, organic cleanup has been
just
launched.
Started, yes.
But you know how long that is going to take. Now, if you keep bombing and then there are more degradations in various other parts of the Niger Delta, even if you get some of those your demand, do you know the number of years
it's
that you're going to
take to
get your environment back, for people to go back to their farms, or people to go back to fishing, or people to go back to the economy back to the way it was. So it's counterproductive. Unfortunately, they're not seeing it like that. And I have a big problem with most of their demands. So you have them making demands saying, okay, we want the federal government to apologize for killing D.A.P. Alamesia. For those people who know the family, that's former governor of Bayelsa State. Who was, you know, the court found him guilty of stealing, of looting funds belonging to the state government, you know, reportedly escaped from the United Kingdom dressed as a woman, and he died recently. Now, if you're saying you're agitating, and the person who you're saying should be apologized for is someone who deprived your people of what they deserved, someone who abused authority, abused the responsibility that was given to him. If that is your demand, if that's one of your demands, then there's a problem. If one of your demands is that the Sambo Dasuki should be released, then there is a problem with your demands.
There's no way on earth it's going to make any sense to me. Like you said, they're destroying the very environment that they're talking about. They've made noise about wanting an independent state. They want their own flag. They want their own, you know, identity. They want to break away. They're not, to me, I don't understand why people are so quick to run to militancy, and they're not forming lobby groups, for instance. You want to be effective, form a lobby group, agitate.
But it's easy to know why they are running to militancy, very easy. We have a country where you know that the easiest way to be talked to is to blow up some pipelines. I mean, the federal government wanted to negotiate with Boko Haram. Federal government negotiated with the Arit Okpos and Tompolos of the past. So when you can resort to violence, it's a system of injustice in the country where unless you're loud and violent and brash and you destroy stuff, nobody listens to you. So all the while, their senior heads in Niger have been clamoring for some of these things they are saying now. Nobody listened. Things were the way it was. Now, our oil production is going down. As at Friday, we said 700,000 barrels of oil production per day. Now, our budget is premised on 2.2 million barrels per day. Now we're on 700,000 barrels per day. So even though oil price has gone up to about $50 now,
we still have a deficit.
We are not getting the benefits of that. In fact, the only reason oil is at $50 now is because we are not meeting our own production targets. So we're not getting the benefits that come in from the increased price. We're doing less than half of the target. And you know that our budget is a deficit budget that we're on this year. We don't even know how to fund it. And then the one sure way of funding our budget, which is through oil receipts,
is now being targeted.
It's suffering in all of that. But that's not to say that there are not some points that they are making. For instance, we have to get back to the topic of resource control. We have to get back to that topic because whether you like it or not,
it's a conversation
we have to, you know, the federal government is not looking at the National Political Reform Conference, the suggestions that came out of that conference. They've just dumped that report somewhere. Now, not all of the recommendations are okay, but there are some positive recommendations that you should go back to them. You know, they're talking about the Nigerian Maritime Academy. You know, talk about those things. There are some positive things that they are clamoring for, but I cannot stand here and be in support of any action that involves violence, crippling the economy, making the entire country suffer, and they're even calling you for dialogue, and you are not even ready to listen, then there is a big problem with that.
I think for me, somebody made a very valid point, and that was that local communities need to get more involved in protecting, you know, their communities. The Nigerian military is hampered by the fact that they don't know the creeks, they don't know the backwaters. You know, they're hampered by the fact that you don't know these people, you don't know where they hide, you don't know. So when you have local communities getting involved and saying, this is our land as well as yours, and you don't get to destroy our land just like that because you feel you have a cause. I don't know that there is any one solution to this, but I think it's a good place to start. And I know that the federal government is actually engaging local leaders, traditional rulers, youth communities. Resource
control will help because if they know that they have a share of what's coming in,
then maybe they feel a better sense of ownership. You know, the truth is, Stanley, we can stand here and talk for 2 hours, and I don't think this is a conversation that we will conclude. But we have to round up.
Of course.
But I'm looking forward to inviting you again soon on other topics. You're going to be a very regular guest here. You know that. Guys, we're going to take a really, really quick break now. When we get back, there's more to come.